Hello, job seekers, career changers, and professional ladder climbers. Welcome back to another episode of The Real Career Talk with Shanique. So today, I'm doing something a little bit different, and judging from the thumbnail, you're probably wondering if I'm crazy or not. So today, I'll be sharing with you a story about my job hunting process and why I turned down a role paying $100,000. So just a little backstory, as you may know, I work in the recruitment industry. I've been a recruiter for the past 3 years. At first, I was working for an agency doing technical recruiting, and I decided to leave that role and pursue something else. After leaving that role, I was very, very unhappy in the role that I received after. I wanted to change, and I knew I wanted to be in tech because it was something that I was pretty passionate about. So I started my job hunting process. It took me about 2 months to land the position that I have now. I was interviewing with several large tech companies and also a few financial companies. I received 3 job offers during this process, right? So bear with me. 2 were full-time offers and 1 was a contract offer. I turned down the first one because it required me to go into office. Before I started job hunting, I made a list of things that were my non-negotiables. I knew I did not want to go into office. I wanted to be 100% remote. The second offer, which was the second full-time offer, they had a hybrid model, and this was for a financial company. The third one was a contract role, and it was 100% remote. So as you could imagine, it was now down to those 2 positions for me. The offer that I received for $100,000 and $100,000 total comp. So the base salary was $10,000 and the bonus was $10,000. Now, as I mentioned, this role was hybrid, so it required me to go into the office once a week. I had no problem with that. The reason why I turned the offer down was the hiring process. So when I spoke with the recruiter, she told me what the position would entail. I was on board. It was something that sounded great. After going through the interview process, which was 5 rounds of interviews, after going through the process, all 5 interviewees were on a different page, right? They were all saying I'd be doing something completely different. So it was just very confusing, and the culture was just not one that I felt met my needs. So I turned the offer down, and I went with the contract role that was only starting at $96,000. Now, I know this sounds crazy, and I usually never recommend anyone to take a contract role over a full-time role, but I took the leap, and it worked out in my favor. After 4 months of being a contractor, I was actually transferred to a full-time employee with a boost in salary. So I said all of that to say this. Sometimes you may not know where something might lead, but I'm always someone who follows my gut. So sometimes you just have to follow your gut. So that's the reason why I turned down a job paying me $100,000. If you have not subscribed to my channel yet, please do so now and hit the thumbs up if you like this video. If you have any questions or there's topics that you want me to discuss, please drop it in the comment box below. Remember, if you think you can or you can't, you're right. See you next week.